What is going on, everybody? Bobby Fi, Eric Sheets Haber. We're going to be talking through this MLB slate. I'm sure we'll touch on the NBA game as well. And yeah, it's a big monster MLB slate for a Friday, and that's what it is. Sheets, any overall thoughts before we just sort of jump into what we're doing?
Yeah, I think I need first place in one of the tournaments to make up for golf lineups, I think.
Oh, Jesus, I know. Seriously. Although I have to say, I've got one, I looked at my lineups, my best score, which is really weird because there's a single entry one that I built.
Yeah.
And it's in the top 5, and it's everybody, well, as long as Andrew gets through, it should get through. And it's got like the 0.2% owned Bezadenhout and the 0.8% owned Hisatsune and the 1% owned Gerard.
What's the most fantasy points you have in any lineup?
That's the one. It's 231.5. It's not ideal.
231.5?
Yeah.
I played more lineups than you did, I promise you.
I don't know. I don't think you did.
And my top lineup is 224.
Oh, I don't think you played more than me.
Okay. I got 224 with 237 minutes holes left. That's my best.
My 231 is 237 also.
Okay. Is this the one I have, the Highsmith? Yeah, I got the Highsmith.
Yeah.
At 0.4%. And the Blake Griffin. Oh, what happened to Blake Griffin? He was like my hero. Not Blake Griffin. Ben Griffin. He was my hero. I guess this course is like destroying people.
It's like destroying a lot of the good golfers. I mean, Jesus.
I really hope if I'm not going to do anything that freaking Roy misses the cut.
It would be pretty funny, but he's probably unlikely to with the
What's it going to be? +2, you said?
It's either going to be +1 or +2. I think it's going to be +2, but it could still end up being +1. It's about 50-50 right now. It was like 85% +1 like a little bit ago, but we'll see. I'm betting on +2.
You feel like learning about WNBA?
Why?
I don't know. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm curious.
It starts. I think it starts today.
Yeah, it's it's the first day.
I think so. It's a pretty big tournament. I'm just got me thinking if I wanted to commit to learning a little bit about it this year. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm interested in it.
Not really. Okay.
I like the idea of it filling the gap while there's nothing else going on and all that stuff, or not as many things going on during the after the finals is over and everything. But I just for some reason I'll watch a game every now and then. So
you don't really follow it. Okay.
I pay attention to who's doing well and everything.
Do you? I don't know anything. I'm still looking I'm still trying to see if I can play Dina Taurasi in my my lineups.
The greatest. Anyway, so getting into the slate, I'm taking a quick look here at my things that there's a lot of lineups have come out really wonky or just different than I was projected than they were projected. I, for what it's worth, really like the things that I went over earlier, and it's really unfortunate. I'm getting to way too much of this chalk of the Dodgers in Arizona. But San Diego is my next most exposed, and I think that's something at least that people aren't going to do today. What are you getting to, Sheets?
Okay, well, I just built my stuff, so I'm going to look for the first time after right now. So first of all, yeah, the funny thing is there's a one of the top WNBA players ever is from Syosset, from my hometown. Sue Bird.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So she actually played 2 years. She played 2 years at Syosset High School before going to Catholic school.
Oh wow. Okay. She's cool. I like her.
Let's see what I have here. So on DraftKings, let's just. Oh my God, there's another. I missed. There's a person out. Who's out?
Everybody every time a new lineup comes out, somebody's out. I don't know.
Who do I have that's out?
They're not like relevant things because they're just.
I have how many? Jose Iglesias I had in 3 lineups.
Okay.
So I'm actually going to replace him.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this. Hold on. Then I'm going to pull this up. Then I'm going to go. I'm not going to redo all my projections because Jose Iglesias is out. This is not going to happen.
Yeah. All right. So
I'll get back to my exposure in 2 seconds.
Okay. I'll talk about the pitching. So I have on DraftKings, I have Burns, May, Reagans, Crochet, then Sale, then Bradley, then Ryan. All of those is double-digit owned, but the highest owned is Burns and May for me right now.
Okay, DraftKings, my highest owned, again in context, 150 lineups. Excuse me, 60 lineups in the 63 lineups total. 60 in the lottery, Mega 8, Ball 4, and Battery. I have 57% Corbin Burns, 38% Chris Sale, 27% Taj Bradley, 12% Logan Webb, 11% Crochet, and then Sprinkles. Which means, so what that means for those of you who are following along, that means I have very little, unfortunately, very little of Cole Reagans, which annoys me. I have very little of Jack Flaherty. I'm just reading guys I've heard of. You know what I mean? Like Max Meyer, I only have 6%. Joe Ryan, only 9%. But those are the top guys. And the other thing that before I look at my stacks, I know what this is going to mean. You know, if I have 57% Corbin Burns and 38% Chris Sale, then God knows what stacks I have.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna look after you tell me what you got.
Okay, so wait I went through the stacks, didn't I?
Oh, you did? Okay.
Oh no, yeah, Dodgers, Arizona, but instead of
right.
eliminating the 5-man Arizonas, I think I'm just going to cap it at 10% of the 5-mans because I'm getting a lot of it. But I like the Dodgers. So my get different stacks are: I like Washington, which that weather looks a little better now. I like San Diego, and I like a little bit of KC, a little bit of Detroit.
So I ran a whole new bunch of projections today, about 15 minutes ago. So it's like 6 hours after I did it for the early slate, and resimmed everything. And my highest owned team is still the Mets.
Wow.
Yep. And then my second highest owned team is still the Braves.
Wow.
And then the Angels, actually. Who's pitching for the Dodgers? Oh, Justin May, right?
I mean, one thing about May is that he does have the occasional like blow up game. Like I think he's an awesome pitcher, but he certainly can have those blow ups at times.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, yeah, he's had a couple of them actually this year. And yeah, if he gets a little wild, it's not the worst idea in the world. I still love him as a pitcher, but I don't mind the idea of going the other way. That Zach Nito feels like he just like every night I look up, I get a notification or something, and he's hitting a home run. But I think the Washington is maybe I'm thinking about my big buy-ins. I think that Washington, San Diego, again, and then probably. I mean, I keep getting to the Dodgers, Arizona. I really would like to try to go some other. I still think Minnesota is in play. How about that? That's something, I guess.
Yeah, so we're gonna check on that for. So earlier today, I had a whole bunch of that on FanDuel. So I'm gonna go see if that holds. That holds.
Yeah. And I do have a bunch of that on Fan. That's actually, I think, my highest owned stack on FanDuel, along with followed by the Dodgers in Arizona again. All right. Sorry. Alec Thomas is out. Okay, so that's different. Yeah, and so on FanDuel, I in terms of the stacks, I have Minnesota, Dodgers, Arizona, San Diego, and I too am getting to the Mets over there at like almost 20%. So not nothing. So that's interesting that SaberSim is trying to pick on Rodon here.
They are.
Is there some? Wow. So it's going to be wild for what's his name tonight for Soto. He's getting booed like he's never been booed before.
Well, remember, it's like the people from both sides will be at the game. I mean,
yeah, but it's a Yankee game at home. They're
right.
It's going to be 90% Yankees, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
I know the Mets fans are passionate too, so I get it. But Rodon, BVP. Let's just take a quick look and see if there's anything I can read into this. I don't think there's going to be. Lindor's hit him well. Actually, as a team, hasn't been that many times, but they all kind of hit him pretty well. We got Torrens back there. Yeah, so yeah. I mean, yeah. So and then I'm pitching on FanDuel. I still have the Burns the most, followed by Sale, Reagan's, Crochet, all very close. and then Bradley, then May, then Ryan. I forgot to mention Max Meyer. I might put him in one of my high buy-in tournaments. I think he is a pitcher with enough upside where you could and remember earlier his projection, Saber Sims was like had him at like 11 points or something. Now they bumped it up to 15.7. So he's going to show up a little bit more, but I think he's kind of an interesting guy, maybe more on DraftKings though than FanDuel, although he is pretty cheap on he's cheap enough on FanDuel, not as cheap as May.
Okay, on FanDuel, yeah, Chris Sale I have just a ton over there. And then on as far as the stacks go, yeah, not as much Minnesota as before. I'm going right back to the boy, oh boy, what the hell, man? They have no respect for the crochet? Good grief. Kinds of Atlanta.
Yeah, they're afraid of the crochet for some reason today.
Atlanta, Washington, Angels, I guess.
The game's a 7.5. I like Crochet. I personally, in my I'm going to go out of my way because he's going to be lower owned to play Crochet instead of Sale.
Okay.
In the higher buy-ins, and that's just that. But again, I still might end up with a little bit more Sale in some of the lotteries. I do think that Crochet has the highest ceiling, and I think Sale can do it. I mean, obviously, Sale's ceiling is high, but like, it's not like he's been like absolutely awesome all season. He got off to a great start, and then he kind of has sort of been like just solid since then. Had a couple of games. Sale.
Okay.
Sort of been a little bit all like he's just. I don't think it's the same Chris Sale when he was like at his very, very best. I don't think it's quite that kind of a play.
All these guys are struggling to make the cut. We got the Shoffleys. Everybody's just struggling.
That's the one I need the most.
I guess oh my God, he just razor edge the birdie opportunity.
It's 14-2. You got to get that one. Damn it. That's the high risk reward one that
but he's going this power 5 he should be able to get. The 16, 17, 18 are tough, but
yeah, that's right.
But he should be able to get 15.
Yeah. Man, it's interesting to see what's going to happen with this this cut line here. I think 2 is where it ends up.
And Ryan Girard do today?
He's down to he just bogeyed twice, so he's at 4 under.
Okay. I mean, he didn't collapse. I mean,
no, he actually got off to a nice start and got up to the top, second place, but like then he sort of come back down to earth a little. And let's see what else. But the Bezadenhout, man, nobody played him, and he's the lowest owned guy in the field. And
how did what's his name end up? Homa.
Yeah, he's finished. He shot 7 under.
Nice. Okay.
So he's 3 back right now because they just bogeyed the last one. The double.
I'm not worried about you know what I mean, like that. I'm not worried about catching him. You know.
Yeah, no, it's more the other like the Scotties. Although Scotty just dropped one too. Somebody's going to make a big run. I don't feel like. I mean, it is very weird. Like the top 20 guys in this tournament, or whatever, only like the top 24, like. This like none of these guys. Oh, Bryson and Scotty, but everybody else, like nobody was on these guys at all this week. And I actually had a little bit of me and Kenny got into it a little bit with Fitzpatrick because I was into Fitzpatrick and I actually played more than the field of them. But Kenny was just saying he thinks he's the worst play, and I think Fitzpatrick might be the favorite to win right now.
Scheffler made a birdie just now.
Oh, did he?
Mm-hmm.
Here's Fitzpatrick.
I think he's got to be the favorite.
Well, I don't know. I guess so. Scotty's the favorite, yeah, for sure. But like. Fitz is like this is like okay, who's the other guy who can win this tournament who's not in the top range? So,
right.
But my Hideki, of course, Hideki gave himself no chance by bogey. He does this all the time. He bogeys the last hole. I almost feel like he means to do it. He didn't want to stick around this weekend, I guess. But that last hole's tough. Anyway, should we talk a little NBA, a little strategy?
Yeah, what are you going to do with Porzingis? That's the strategy.
Yeah, just if we really believe these are the ownerships that are coming in on him, let me just see real quick. So I've dropped him a bunch. Whoa, you've got Derek. Whoa. I have to say, I think that your projections are broken for the showdown.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Actually. I just want to make sure that you don't use them.
No, they are.
Let's see though. Porzingis. what has happened? I dropped him a bunch, but now they've dropped him a lot more.
Yeah, because what happens is they get confused between captain and utility.
Yeah. But yeah, you're pretty. But I actually kind of like it. I mean, it's pretty bold. Yeah, Porzingis. I think I'll probably have like limited exposure, if any. But let me just see where his captain ownership is projected now. Because earlier in the day they had him like. Okay, I might take a few shots on him as a captain and then sort of avoid him elsewhere.
Yeah, that might make sense actually.
Yeah, because it's like if he doesn't, it's not like he's gonna have like the medium game most of the time. He's either better or he's not. Let's see. Taking a quick look, and I haven't seen any coach speak or heard anything. I know he couldn't breathe at all the other night.
Yeah, well, you know what I'm doing. This looks a little better. So I'm still going to play some Atlanta, but I'm going to have also the Arizona and the Dodgers. On FanDuel, I'm talking about. Okay, we're going to do that. Actually, there's no need to pitch away all your money, and you know what I mean. Like,
yeah. There's some other guys that I was a little. Yours has a specific, just so you know, like I think there's a specific thing that happens with the Celtics for you.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta do them all over anyway.
Yeah,
it's like 2 hours anyway.
And what was with this projections on like the early projections of the day for this NBA slate was bonkers. Like I raised Cornette 8 points from what they had, and now I'm under the field. Now I've got to raise it even more. Derek White, I like a lot. Obviously, I think you're looking at a lot of 4-2s kind of thing. Maybe some 5-1s for Boston, right? Just like logically.
Yeah.
And then I think that the 1 or the 2 is mostly going to be Jalen or Cat. But I do think maybe people get off of the Bridges and OG, who both had decent games in the series. Maybe that's a thing you could do different at captain. Mitch Rob, I don't know what his projection should be, but I don't think it should be quite well. I don't know. Maybe it's okay. He was another one earlier with it projected for like 8 fantasy points. Just didn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, he's going to play a little bit too much for that to be good.
Yeah. And yeah, I'll just be well under the Porzingis. So I'm lowering his projection, and I am going to make sure I have like 5% of him at least in the captain. That's like the one guy I'm min-maxing anything with. But I don't really want him in the flex. He's just so cheap, though. It's like it feels weird to click Cornette at the same price, basically. But one guy's probably going to play, and the other guy's probably not. I wonder who they start too. Like, there's a totally there. So if he doesn't start, no one will play.
I honestly think that if he doesn't start, he's not playing at all.
Okay, but on the other side, if no one plays him and they do bring him off the bench like they did in
no, but I mean like he literally doesn't play at all.
No, I know what you're saying.
Okay.
That's a risk but like if you're talking about like 3% or 4% in the flex kind of ownership.
No, I get it. I understand. Yeah,
it's probably worth gambling on because he's cheap enough now to where he doesn't need to like have a monster game to get there.
What's his price?
5.
He's 5,000.
Yeah.
I honestly thought you were going to say he was like 3,800.
No, Mitch Rob is 48. Luke Cornett's 44.
Okay.
Man, I know Luke Cornette had a huge game the other time, and I'm fine with like Luke Cornette obviously tonight. But I also don't think we should necessarily expect him to have a game.
No, remember we talked. There's a reason why we didn't play him last time. Remember we were talking. He wasn't really doing anything. I mean, like,
he hadn't even without Porzingis in the series done anything.
Yeah.
Which led to my bizarre speculation of maybe they would try something different, but they didn't. You know who you know who's something you could do that's different? Why does Luke Cornette have to outscore? Why does Sam Hauser out of the mix? Maybe Sam Hauser is something we could do.
Is it time for Xavier Tillman season finally?
I don't think I know. I wanted to do it, but I don't think it's possible. I wish if they were playing like Jokic or something, and they're playing Denver, then I think we'd see the Tillman out there. Yeah, I've got 7% Porzingis in the flex, and I've got Porzingis is a captain in 7%. So that's sort of what I'm doing with him. He'll be in a total of 14% of my lineups. That feels fine with me to gamble on. And that's only until we hear the starting lineup. I mean, obviously, that is a huge piece of news.
I mean, they won the last game by 27 points. I imagine they're going to do the same thing. I mean,
they're going to try.
Yeah.
You know, every game is its own little whatever. They're all Julian Strother, you know, as he outscored like basically everybody else for the, you know, in the second half for Denver. That one came a little bit out of nowhere. I like that Strother though. He looks good. All right, I'm gonna take a look at this and just see if I'm missing anything about the Porzingis. I'm trying to see if there's like I haven't done the rumor mill deep dive that I'd hoped to. So I'm gonna do it right now. Porzingis. We're gonna see. I really wonder, man. You're right. He may not play. If I'm them and I don't think he can play, I'm starting him and then taking him out after like a minute.
That'd be pretty cool.
That's what I would do. You see that way, OKC, and I. By the way, that's one thing I don't like. I think the OKC coach is an incredible regular season coach, but I really think you just are playing with fire when you're just rotating guys in every 2 minutes. It just, yeah, you keep your energy up, but like it's hard to get a rhythm when you're playing like 2-3 minutes spurts, right? What do you think?
Yeah, but you know what? It's like at this point they had the best record in the NBA. No one's going to tell them what to do. It's like,
no, but for the playoffs, this is the real thing for them. You know, they should never have lost that Dallas team last year, and this year, I mean, this series was like the biggest lopsided in terms of the betting odds by far of any of the series. More actually no, except for Boston and New York. So oddly, whoever bet on if Denver wins and man, you could have got some crazy odds on some sort of a parlay with that.
Yep.
And I think Denver is going to come out in game unless the officials are the only thing that worries me.
Wait, what's going to worry you?
But the officials always worry me for these game sevens because like in general they were so bad on both sides in the last game. Like it just there was calls where nobody made contact like 5 times. There was no physical contact at all made. And then there are other times guys are just getting pummeled and they're like nothing. It's like, I don't know. Mark Davis I retweeted the Bill Simmons thing. He's like, so the battle for MVP between Jokic, SGA, and Mark Davis of the series.
Oh.
All right. I'm very sorry to say my shoulder is acting up again, and I thought I was doing better.
Now I forget you. So you're trying to still stave off the surgery, right?
Yeah, until at least after the summer.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna try some new things, some new workout things. The problem is it might be a nerve, so I got to go to a nerve doctor next week to see if that's the thing.
What happened? Did you get hurt or?
I don't know where it came. Well, I've had a shoulder thing for a while, but like I don't know. I hadn't been doing any. Like I've been working out every day, but mostly just cardio. Like, okay. And all of a sudden, like about a week ago, it started like a little bit nagging, and then it started getting worse and worse.
And flared up like burning pain and stuff.
Yeah, and then like up through through my neck.
Oh Jesus!
And then sometimes my arms will just go numb.
Did you go for an MRI or no?
I went for an MRI. So that's the thing. The last time I went, they told me I needed surgery. So I don't know what
do they want you to do? Oh, it's the shoulder surgery. Okay.
Yeah, but they think that it'll fix the neck. That's what I've been told. But then it could be a nerve damage. So I don't know what to do with it. But I'll figure it out. There are worse things in the world. It's just a little bit of pain.
Yeah, but the shoulder surgery sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but needing the shoulder surgery and not doing it is probably worse.
Mm-hmm. Probably, but it's just a nag. You don't realize, like, even when you're just sitting, like if I sit like this, it doesn't hurt that much. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
All right. So pretty straightforward as far as this go. We're going to need the starting lineup before we can discuss anything with the basketball. Because if he doesn't start, Cornette does. And then also Sheets, by the way, that does bring that other one into play because
Who, the Xavier, the Tillman?
Yeah, if they start Cornette instead of Porzingis, then technically the backup would probably be Tillman. You don't have to necessarily have a big, but you'd want size with Mitch Rob and with Towns on the court instead of just Horford. And I'm looking at, I actually think the 7% might be too high. It's a tough road. Luke Cornette, I bumped up a little. Okay, but not much. Sam Hauser. Okay, I guess that's the hoodoo play of the night for me or whatever, because I can't find another one.
Yeah, you know what I'm ending up doing, by the way, in baseball? I ended up using my own projections to create my fields. Because I thought that was a reasonable thing to do. So again, when I want to like get off of what the Saber Sim builds give me, I want to make sure that at least I come to something with a sound process if it's not the perfect one. So using my own ownership projections as the field lineups, I'm getting to more like Dodgers. So I'm going to go with that instead of like riding with these Mets. So now you could pencil in Rodon giving up 7 home runs now.
Yeah. Well, Xander's got an eagle look.
Ketel Marte, you think he's going to play?
That's one I really don't know. I don't have a feel for.
Yeah, well, we don't have Dodger lineups. We don't have Arizona lineups. I mean, none of these.
Yeah, I need a lot of them.
Yes, we're gonna see what Xander does over here. We're on a commercial now.
You know who's gonna end up like winning this freaking tournament?
Scotty Scheffler.
Tommy Fleetwood.
Oh, how sick.
Because you never hear about him.
He
has these casual little things. I mean, even last week he ended up like you had to have him, but like it's just wild that he goes on these runs on the weekend and it's all so quiet. It's always backdoor. Maybe he won't win it. He'll come in like second or something though. Oh, I just fell way back. What happened? Oh, Gerard just bogeying he better make the cut, man. Just bogey 3 in a row.
Burns, Sale.
How about this in Satsune though? So Kenny was pointing out a stat that somebody had read. He's been on like the second most optimal lineups this year.
Really?
Something like that. And he's never owned. It's like a weird thing, or maybe it was the second of the most of the million. I don't know which stat it was that he was referring to, but I've noticed it. I've seen him in there in the big ones a lot. It's just kind of wild. Siwu had a good day. And we joked about the Marco Penge, who's now making a little bit of a run, and he's 3 under.
That's true.
How's my other guy going? He was struggling on the
Oh, the
Chikaro.
No, not that. The Corn Ferry guy.
Oh, he didn't do well.
Okay.
What was his name though? I always forget his name.
Scheffler with an issue. He's out of the bunker here.
Oh, see, we just hit a hole in one.
Oh, sick.
I just saw somebody running and throw a club, and I was like, what happened? But not only that, he hit a hole in one to get into 4th place.
You right?
Let's see whose world. We're just living in it. That's what this is. That one Kenny did like. So
who else? Someone else have a
I don't think so.
Hole in one.
I didn't see any other.
No, Homa had a tap in for eagle.
Oh, really? On
the par 4, he like
on the short par 4. Yeah,
he drove it to like 6 inches or something like that.
Yeah, Arizona did, by the way, just get their lineup in, and Marte is in it.
Okay,
for what it's worth. I'll tell you though, there might be somebody who's Alec Thomas is the one who was not.
Yeah, that's going to be short, I think, for Rory.
How did that drop me back? So did that many people play Kim? That's weird. It felt like my everything dropped like a mile and a half. Hey, Kim was 3% owned only.
Yeah, it dropped me back too. Like I needed you to be dropped back more. Are you kidding me? Oh no, I have him in one. Here you go. That's it.
That's the ticket.
I got him in one. I got 245 points in that one.
Well, you might be beating me now with my best line.
With 229 PMRs.
Yeah, you're ahead of me now. I got him backwards.
Oh, but we got issues. So wait, what's the cut line going to be?
It's either +2 or +1.
Okay, so the sixth guy in that lineup is the Bud Cauley, and he's +2 right now.
Oh my God, I need him to get in too. I have him
playing 17, I think.
Playing 18.
Oh, really?
Oh no, he birdied 17.
Oh, he did birdie. Oh, they just updated it. Okay, yeah. Awesome. Okay,
that's good. 61. Yeah.
How do you birdie 17 like a freaking champion?
I don't know. That's not one that we've seen very often. I think that there was like 3 birdies yesterday.
Well, was that 17 or was that 8?
Oh, maybe it was 8.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I think the 3 birdies on 17 yesterday were like all off the green or something like that.
Well, this is so weird. I must be like way behind. You said like Schauffele's got a birdie look. I'm an eagle look. I'm literally looking at his second shot like right now.
It just depends on what you're watching it on.
I'm watching ESPN Plus.
Oh, you're watching the Plus. Yeah, I'm just running regular ESPN.
Like on like ESPN, the network?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's like 30 feet. All right. It's not like.
Rory's probably going to make a birdie in a second. And this Fitz just doesn't go away, does it? So now,
so now that Cauley one is 248.50.
But that was a big jump. That just changed the odds by like 15%.
Right.
now +1 is the heavy favorite.
But let's see the Schauffele for eagle. Let's see how this goes.
I could use it.
I don't want to ruin it for you because I know I'm usually a second or two ahead of you.
Oh, you probably are.
Let me know after you see the putt.
Oh, I missed it.
Okay, there you go. Okay. About 15 seconds. Now we got Rahm for birdie. Oh, it's putting so hard, man.
Especially on these things.
It was so hard. It looked like he was tracking and then like, oh no, it just didn't quite get there. It's like,
yeah.
Berger's doing exactly what I thought he would do. Even.
Yep. That's probably good though. If you stay around even, you're going to be right there.
Connor's even.
Yep. Fine. Happy with everybody even.
Yep.
This is one though, like because it's pretty tight. I mean, other than Vegas, which I don't think is going to win this tournament. You might see somebody come.
Let me know when you see Scotty's putt. It'll be like 5 seconds.
He misses it, right? Yep. Oh no, he got it.
Yeah, it's just somehow filtered in there, huh?
I thought I was going to go left.
So in that lineup, I do have Scotty in that Kim lineup.
Okay.
So that'll probably get. So that'll be.
You might be very healthy there, actually.
I don't know. It's 228 PMRs, but it's got Scheffler's going to hit the birdie. I don't think it'll get me to 300th place, but maybe it'll be.
That's
close.
All right. You're in plenty of time. I mean.
Oh yeah, and I got 3.
Doesn't matter.
I got 3 low owners. I got the Kim. Oh, here he goes. Oh yeah, so I moved up to. Yeah, I'm in 262nd place.
Okay, it's pretty solid.
With 227.
That's that high in the lottery?
I guess it's high. I don't know.
That's crazy that there's that. I didn't realize it was that high.
Yeah, and I got Cauley on the course, Kim on the course, Connor's on the course, and Scotty on the course. Okay.
All right. So after the Xander one, it's gonna jump even higher to that +1.
Yeah, I don't have that.
I think you're gonna see I think there's gonna be a ton of 4 of 6s this week.
Well, like if all my guys are at +1, I want it to be +1.
I mean, Keith Mitchell in the high buy-ins was 30% owned.
He really was after all that.
And he looked good. He looked good for a while. He was 4 under yesterday or 3 under, and then next thing you know, he's done.
Yeah.
So they just all are gonna birdie this one, huh? I guess so. I like that they have those guys playing together, though. All right, who else? We just got a lineup for the Dodgers in, but I don't see it. I see it. I see that SaberSim has it, but I don't see why. Let me see. Hold on one second. Oh, they're doing the WNBA Sims this season. They didn't do it last year for them.
Oh, real? Oh, they're running Sims this year?
They're right. Yeah, Jordan just announced it. All right, let me see if there is any hope here. No. No. I think this is going to be a bad week for me. Unless I can find one to balance it out. Oh, what a waste of the Penge.
Yeah.
Top stacks for the night: Tigers, Francis sucks versus lefties.
Sure.
Yeah, Francis lately has sucked versus everybody, and I don't mind the Tigers. I feel like there's better things out there, but like I'm not gonna. I actually think that some of these run lines are. Let me just see if they updated this Twins run. It's still 3.75. What is going on? I know it's not a good lineup, but like, it's a lot of respect for Chad Patrick. I'm surprised. He's been pretty solid. I mean, for what it's worth, but still. All right, I might get out of here in a minute and take an over-the-counter, an Advil or something.
Whatever works, but just
yeah.
Oh, rushing is not starting.
Rushing, what is that sport?
Rushing for the Dodgers.
Oh! I hadn't looked at the lineup yet. No, I
don't know. I'm just looking at FanDuel. I don't know.
I would have imagined that he wouldn't have started.
Okay.
It's just he's the backup catcher. I didn't have him in any. Did I have him in? Wait, who is? Let's just see. So wait, Outman's in. God, I have just too much Shohei Ohtani for one hitter.
Nah, you can never say that about him, though.
Who's the third best player in baseball sheets? Let's ask that question to each other. Who would it be? We know the 1 and 2 are. It's not even close. They're like in a different stratosphere than everybody else.
Yeah.
The weird part is that are 3 of the best 5 on the Dodgers?
You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say Bobby Witt.
I'd rather have Freddie and Mookie than Bobby Witt.
Really?
Yeah. That's just me, but I know he had a monster year last year, but I need to see a little bit more. I mean, look at it. Freeman's hitting 375 this year. Guy's a monster.
Yeah, I like and I want how's De La Cruz doing this year?
Oh, he's putting up numbers, but I don't know if I'd put him that high yet. I guess
okay.
that would be a tough one.
Yeah, Judge and Ohtani are just insanity, and there's no like clear like pitcher, right?
Right. There's none. And it's the first time in a while where there's not even like, it's hard to even know who the group is. Like, you know what I mean?
I assume Scooble, right? He's like
Scooble. I guess I would take number 1, but like I guess who else is in that group? It's not quite Crochet yet. It's not Chris Sale anymore. It's not DeGrom anymore. It's not Glass now because he's always hurt. Yamamoto you should throw in the mix like as one of them, but I don't know. It's wild. Anthony says Tucker. Okay, I don't mind the Tucker take, but let's wait and see on that one. Let's get some more consistent years outside of Houston. But maybe Kyle Tucker is the one. I think the stolen base thing when you get caught a lot is not something that I'm like, and I don't actually know Tucker's off the top of my head, but I do know I'm not very interested in guys who just put, like, I love them for DFS, but guys who are just going to get caught, like, you know, if you're not stealing 85%, like you should at an 85% clip, I don't think you should ever run. I think it's just such a horrible thing to give up outs. All right, so I'm pretty much settled. But do you mind if I get out of here? I just have to run.
No, it's all good.
All right, man. Well, have a good night.
Rory. Oh, they're all buried then. Okay.
Birdie Frenzy.
Good luck, everybody. So everybody watch for the MMA video. It's going to come out a little later with the lineup construction stuff. I know that there's some there's Truck Series NASCAR, but Cup Series they actually have the All-Star thing, whatever that's called.
Mm-hmm.
But is Milwaukee's lineup out?
Is there some reason why they're batting Jackson Chourio 5th, 6th? Yeah, it's out, but I don't know why.
Alec Thomas, he's out.
You know, F Milwaukee. This is what I'm telling you. Look at what time it is in Milwaukee compared to the later games. They are always the last one in, and when they're on the West Coast,
they're in now.
I know, but it's still 2 hours. It's the best they do is 2 hours before game time.
Right.
3.5. All right, man.